श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। ओम सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। In the first chapter, we have seen the entire Anubandha Chatushtaya of the Upanishads. As you have seen, what is the subject matter? The subject matter is Brahma Vidya, and those who are such seekers of knowledge, who have seen this world, examined it, and no more interested in those things now, such Brahmavid, such are the seekers. And the result is total freedom from all the ignorance created bondages. Then what we saw, that this realization has to take place, and for that meditation was indicated. For meditation we have to prepare our mind, and that can be best done by prayers. And so in the second chapter we saw up till now some 4 mantras where in the Vedic language the prayers were pointed out. So it was addressed to Sun God, but the Sun represents the Lord alone. Now continuing, now mantra number 5, this page is 75. We are in the second chapter, okay? Yuje vam brahma purvyam namobhihi Vishloka etu patheva surehe Shrunvantu vishve amrutasya putraha Aye dhamani divyani tasthuhu. Now in this mantra there is one portion I think many of you must have heard. Shrunvantu vishve amrutasya putraha. Somewhere you might have read Shrunvantu sarve amrutasya putraha. Listen you, O children of immortality. Oh, that's what a wonderful thing. Shrunvantu vishve amrutasya putraha. Now here, Shrunvantu, you all listen, O children of amrutasya, immortality. Now here, it is addressed to many one. This is very interesting to whom we are addressed. Amrutasya putraha, one meaning is, Amruta refers to Brahmaji, the creator. And all his devatas are there, denizens of heaven, those who are the presiding deities of all our sense organs, mind and organs of actions and all of that. It is addressed to them also. Now here what we have been seeing, that we are asked to absorb our sense organs and the mind. In our Vedas, Vedic lore, it is said that everything in this world actually is presided over by a deity. So our eyes are presided over by the sun, because in the medium of light only we can hear. The ears can hear only in the medium of space. So Akash Devata is there. Like that, these are the presiding deities. So now, what we are seeing here, we are praying to these deities of sense organs and mind. That we are praying to them. And what is the prayer? listen, O Amritasya Putraha. Kya? Yuje Vam Brahma Purvyam Namobhihi. Yuje means we absorb. We absorb what? Vam Brahma Purvyam. So, we absorb our Vam is a dual number. So, that is sense organs and mind. And where are you connecting them or absorbing? Purvyam Brahma. Purvyam Brahma is the ancient Brahma. Ancient Brahma is timeless. Timeless Brahman. And how we are absorbing our mind and the senses in that? Namobhihi. Namobhihi means what? Again and again, prostrations, salutations, Bhuishtham te nama uktim vidhem. What else we can give to God now? Tell me. Other than Namaha, Namaha, Namaha. That's why it is a Vishnu Sahasranam. Under the 1,000 Namaha. Om Vishwasya Namaha, Om Vishnu Ved Namaha, Om Sudhaya Namaha, Kesha Namaha, Narayan Namaha, Madhan Namaha, Govinda Namaha, Vishnu Namaha, Sudhaya Namaha, Trivikram Namaha, Padmanabha Namaha, Damodara Namaha, Sankarsana Namaha, Vasudeva Namaha. So there are so many Namaha, Namaha, Namaha. Namobhihi. And then Vishloka Etu Patyeva Surehe. Now this V will go with Etu. V Etu. Etu means Gachatu. It goes. Shlokaha. This praise or this hymn in praise of God what we are singing, may it spread everywhere. Pathi eva surehe. On the path of the Suri. Suri, the Rishiyas also called the great seers. Rishis, they are called Suri. Idea here is, we absorb our mind and senses in the eternal Brahman through many prostrations and singing the glories, and may this glory spread everywhere and everybody come to know about this glory on the path of all the great seers. And he says, Shunvantu Vishve Amritasya Putraha. And, O children, O sons of immortality, O gods. Which are these gods? There it is said, Aye Dhamani Divyani Tastu. Ye A later also will go with Tastu. A Tastu. All these devatas who live where? Divyani Dhamani. All these gods who are dwelling in these celestial heavens, please listen. So now what is the idea? That we are meditating on the ancient Brahman, eternal Brahman, singing his glories. Our wish is that this glory should spread everywhere. And then we also receive their blessings so that we can do this. And all these gods sitting in the heaven, they are presiding deities. Indra, Varuna, Vayu, Ityadi Sai Devatas. They are presiding deities of the senses and mind. So they please listen, we want to do this. So please shower your blessing. That's why in our one Shanti part is there, Om Bhadram Karne Vishnuyama Devaha Bhadram Pashyem Akshvere Yatraha. And then is going to say, Swastina Indro Vruddashravaha Swastina Pusha Vishwavedaha Swastina Starksho Arishtanimihi Swastino Brihaspati Dadhatu. You see, whenever we are undertaking great work, we all know that it can be successful only when we have good wishes, cooperation, blessings, everything from everyone. Right? If that is not there, a simple program also we are doing, everybody say, whenever I said to anybody, oh, that program, children's program was so good. So, Swamiji, it was teamwork. Because everybody has to cooperate for any program. Now, outside all the phenomenal forces, they also have to cooperate. And all the deities also have to cooperate. You see? Now, we have to build any building also, how many fire department, water department, and so many departments also have to satisfy them, then they are happy, then only you can build all that. So here we understand, that's why in our Hindu tradition, when all the pujas are also done, in that Purvanga puja, how many devatas are to be, first you have to propitiate all of them. We are doing something, please be happy and bless us. Then only we come to the main puja and all that. Don't you know that, Anand? So here, even when we are meditating on Paramatma, we seek the blessings of everyone. Otherwise, Indra will think that we want his chair, so he will create trouble and all. But if we tell, oh Indra Bhagavan, we don't want your chair, we want to just meditate on Bhagavan, and then he says, okay. Okay. So, yuje vam brahmanamo bhihi vishloka etum patyeva surehe shunvantu vishve amritasya putraha aye dhamani divyani tastuhu. Now here, shunvantu sarve or vishve amritasya putraha got different meanings are also there. Listen you, O gods living in heavens, that we are meditating, singing his prayers, so please bless us. This is one meaning. Second meaning is that, oh gods, listen, listen. The one who becomes a realized person, his glory is even greater than all the devatas also in the heaven. Do you know that? And the devatas also know that a man of realization is higher than them. That's why in Manisha Pancha say, Yak kaschitsa surendra vandita padaha nunam manisha mama. The one who becomes a Brahmavid, Brahmajnani, then Indra, the devatas also worship him. So that here someone is on the path of that realization. Then he goes beyond even the heavens and all that also. And Amritasya Putraha, we all are Amritasya Putraha. We are not children of sins or anything. What? Immortality. Swami used to say now, this little booklet, immortality is your birthright. We are children of immortality. So listen, Upanishad says, listen you all, that you are the children of immortality. Realize this truth. And how you realize, that is pointed out. Absorb your mind and senses in Brahman and sing the glory of God. Beautiful mantra. Yuje vam brahma purvyam namo bhihi vishloka etu patyeva surehe shunvantu vishve amritasya putraha aye dhamani divyani tastuhu. The next mantra is also a very beautiful mantra. Even the chanting is very good. Agnir yatra vimathyate Vayur yatrati rudhyate Somo yatrati richyate Tatra sanjayate manaha. Good, no? Oh, what good, no? Let us know the meaning and then you say Agnir yatra vimadhyate Vayur yatrati rudhyate Somo yatrati richyate Tatra sanjayate manaha. Now, this mantra is said that it is used in the Karma Kanda also, ritualistic portion, and it can be interpreted, commented according to the Vedantic knowledge standpoint. How? Now, first let us see the meaning. Agni yatra abhimathyate. There where the Agni, the fire is churned. That means what? The yajna is performed. Where yajna is performed. Om Agnaye Swaha. Where we offer the ahutis and all that. Correct? So there where the fire ritual is performed. Then Vayur Yatradi Rudhyate. And where Vayu, the wind god also, is restrained. Or it can be meaning that where Vayu Devata also is worshipped, because Vayave Swaha, or the pranayam is done. That also is the meaning them. Vayu yatra viruddhyate, Somo yatrati richyate. And it is said, then when the yajna yagadis are done, then soma rasapana also they do, you know. They do or not? Soma pan. Somapaha, putapapaha. So soma is a plant, and the juice extracted from that is called the soma juice. And then that also is taken as tirtha prasad ityadi. And it is said when the people take soma and all that, they start reveling also. So it is said the soma, if you take little more and all that. Somewhere they have shown what is that plant and how it is done and what and all that. Soma pan also. So where soma is flowing, it is said the yajna yagadis are done, and there the people do the somapan, and also then they reach what are called the heavens, and there also they do the somapan, and the Indra and all that, they love it. We come to know from the Vedas. Now, we have no idea about that. Tatra sanjayate manaha. There the mind gets attached. Mind also starts reveling. So here, what is said here, when yajna yagadis are done, fire ritual is performed, Vayu Adi Devatas are also propitiated, and then the Somapan also is done. It is like a prasad taking, you know, when that is also done. Then when what the results you enjoy, naturally mind enjoys all of that. That is called the heavens, ityadi. Now, from Vedic or Vedantic standpoint, this is very beautiful. Agni is the presiding deity of speech. You have studied Tattva Bodh and all that, isn't it? So there you understand. Vacho Devata Vannihi. So Agni is the presiding deity of speech. Vayu Devata is the Devata of the sense of touch. Jnanendriya. Remember, speech is Karmendriya, the other is Jnanendriya. And Somaha, that is moon. That moon is presiding deity of Manaso Devata Chandramaha. Oh. So that means what? What is said in meditation, we have to withdraw the sense organs and organs of action. Correct? So by Agni and Vayu, Agni means all the organs of action, and Vayu all the organs of knowledge, and Soma is mind. When the mind also is withdrawn, Tatra Sanjayate Manaha. So, Kathopanishad says, no, Yached Vang Manasi Pradnyaha Tateched Jnanam Atmani. So you withdraw your organ of speech, you withdraw your speech in the mind in the intellect in the Paramatma. That's what it is said. So here what is said? Agnir yatra vimathyate, Vayur yatra adhirudhyate, Somo yatra atirichyate, Tatra sanjayate manaha. So when the senses, the mind, when they are withdrawn, Atma samstham, and they are absorbed in the mind and the Atman, then what happens? There the mind experiences that bliss which is never experienced before. And there the mind revels. Now you like the mantra? Agnir yatra vimathyate, and Vayur yatra adhirudhyate, Somo yatra atirichyate, Tatra sanjayate manaha. Therefore now in the next mantra, what is said here, having obtained the blessings of the deities, and the seeker is told what he should do. Savitra prasavena jusheta brahma purvyam, tatra yonim kurnavase, nahite purtam akshipat. You say, Savitra prasavena. Prasavena means with the blessings. Savitra means of the sun god. With the blessing of Jusheta Brahma Purvyam. One should worship that eternal Brahman. Here, worshipping eternal Brahman is nothing but meditation on that Brahman. Because Nirguna Brahma, how we are going to worship like that? Dhupam, Deepam, Naivedyam and all that? No. Nirguna Puja is only Aham Bhavena only, Soham Bhavena. So, with the blessings of the Sun God, that is Saguna Brahma, and then now you meditate on this Nirguna Brahma, Purvyam Brahma. And not only that, Tatra Yonim Krunavase. And you make it as your dwelling place. That means permanently abide there. Atha Parabrahmatmana Sthiyatam. When you meditate on Brahman, then what? Live as Brahman only afterwards. Don't live like a jiva all the time. Don't become a beggar of happiness. You become the Lord of happiness. You know, in Panchadashi at one place, Vidyaranyana Swami says, Are Baba, after realization, you get worshipped like God. Well, that doesn't mean go on ordering everybody, worship me. Idea is, your Aishwarya will become such that they will start worshipping you like they worship God only. And Shankaracharya says, Atha Parabrahmatmana Sthiyatam. Realizing Brahman, you live here like Brahman only. And Brahma is Ananda. That's the meaning Ananda. So be Ananda, That's all Swami's names are Ananda only. Isn't it? Vivekananda, Brahmananda, Atma. No, Vivek Dukkha, Brahma Dukkha, Ananda Dukkha. No Dukkha. Ananda only. Anand. Sadanand. So this is called Sadanand. So always Ananda only, what is Sadanand. There are different people. They are also Ananda only. But some are Anananda. No Ananda at all. The second is Kadananda. That means he keeps on wondering, when will I get Ananda? That is, he is called Kadananda. The third is Yada Kadananda. Now and then happy, then that is called Yada Kadananda. and then one is Sadhana. So these are the gradations. So at one time when we are in ignorance, we are Anananda. Then slowly Mumukshutva comes, Kadananda. Then Sadhaka avastha, Yada Kadananda. Siddhavasa Sadhananda. That's called Athaparama. The beauty is that Tatra Yonim Krunavase. Yonim means dwelling place. Krunavase, you live there only then. In Bhagavad Gita, what is said? Mayye vamanadhatsva mayi buddhim niveshaya nivasishyasi mayyeva ata urdhvam na samshaya. If you absorb your mind and intellect in me, then you will come to dwell in me only. That's what I will say. And somebody said, now if I do, then what will happen? What will I get? Every time, what will happen? What will I get? He said, nahi te purtam akshipat. If you do that, then nahi te, to you never. Purtam. Purtam is ishta purtam, they are karmas. So they are called karmas akshipat. They will never bind you. If you abide in this Brahma Swarupa, then these karmas will not bind. Karma bhir nasabadhyate. That person is never bound by karmas. Otherwise, karma's nature is that it goes on multiplying, binding, this, that, So abide in the self. And karmas will not bind you. Now, somebody says, oh Guru, yes, can you tell us little more about meditation? Up till now you are just saying, absorb your senses, absorb your mind, withdraw your senses, absorb your mind. So easier said than done. This is what you have been telling all the time. Withdraw your senses, observe your mind. Withdraw your senses, observe your mind. In eternal Brahma. How? But how? Some dhyana vidhi must be pointed out, isn't it? So now here, the very beautiful details of the meditation process is given, and also what are the various experiences that during meditation one can have, may have. They are also indicated, and it is the whole topic is of that Yoga Shastra. Only one thing I would like to tell you, that this is all that which is described here. You have to learn from someone properly and then do it. But first of all, we can understand it is what it is. Now, this meditation which is pointed out, to experience that self as it is in its pure form. Now, it is all the time what we are experiencing is associated with different upadhis. We are not seeing that self as it is. So all the time associated with upadhis, the body. Therefore I say, a man, woman, tall, short, all that. In this way only I am experiencing. What I am experiencing is Atma only. But all the time associated with. Then with the mind upadhi. Sometimes happy, unhappy, quiet, peaceful, restless. And every time I say, I am restless. Now I am is a common. That I am is never restless actually. When I say I am restless, that I am is now got identified with the mind, and whatever the state of mind, that is becoming my mind. So in meditation, and what we have to do is, and to see that the self as it is, without any kind of association with any upadhi. And then once you know that, thereafter you go on praying nothing, there is no problem at all. So there the path is there. Now one path is called the Ashtanga Yoga Marga of what I call the Patanjali Rishi has given that, which is called Dhyan Yoga, Raj Yoga, and so many different names that is given there. Patanjali Yoga. And there are Ashtanga Yoga. So there are 8 parts are there, or 8 limbs are there of that yoga. And first is Yama and Niyama. So Yama indicates all great values of life, like Satya, Ahimsa, ityadi. Niyama points out all disciplines. So we have in our life these values and discipline, which in general what we call, say our life must be moral, it should be disciplined, controlled in every sense of the term. So then we get a mastery over that. Then only this system is called, after Yama Niyama, then comes the Asanam. Third is Asanam, posture. You have to master the posture. That's called Asana Siddhi. Then Asana, afterwards the Prana. The subtler than the body is Prana. So it's called Pranayama. Asana, Pranayama. Now the Asana is something related to physical body. Pranayama, as the word suggests, it is related to our breathing, prana. Asana, pranayama, then comes pratyahar. Pratyahar refers to our sense organs of action, so indriyas. In Vedantic language, that pratyahar is called uparati, withdrawal. So when mind, or what we call the senses, are withdrawn from outside object, then the mind becomes relatively calm and quiet. Now, our pratyahar, dharana. Dharana is called concentration, that belongs to mind. So asana belongs to body, pranayam referring to pranas, pratyahar is referring to the sense organs, dharana is referring to mind. The concentration you have gained, then with buddhi you do meditation. So dhyanam, you meditate, drashta swarupa. And samadhi is the nature of the self. This is how the gradation. Sharira, prana, indriya, mana, buddhi and atma swarup. Now what is to be noted here, asana is a particular state of the body. Pranayama is a particular state of the pranas. Indriyas, the withdrawn state of the senses. Mind, concentrated state of mind. Meditative state of the intellect. But samadhi is the very nature of the self. It is not a particular state, because the state comes and goes. Because all the time you cannot sit like. It will change. But remember, body may be in any position, posture, Atma remains the same. And that's what is samadhi. You have to experience the Atma as it is. This is what is said here. We will see all these points. And as somebody practices, during that practice, because of great mastery over the body, the senses, mind, prana, various siddhis also can come, various experiences also one can have. But the master, the spiritual teacher keeps on guiding, which is your real final thing then. Okay, now this much in the mind, now let us read. Now here is beautifully said, let us say it begins with the body, position and all that. Now the mantra number 8, page number 82. Trirunnatam sthapya samam shariram hridindriyani manasa sannivesha brahmodupena pratareta vidwan srotamsi sarvani bhayavahani. Now in the second line it says, Brahma udupena prataret vidwan. A vidwan, a wise, intelligent seeker, prataret should cross over. Should cross over what? Srotamsi. Srotamsi means waters. And what are those waters? Sarvani bhayavahani. Dangerous waters are there, you know. Earlier, see the nadi, that is what it described and all that. So many currents are very, very fast and so many whirlpools are there and all these. So a wise, intelligent seeker should cross over these fearful, frightening and all the waters. And we never know what are the depths of waters and where and all that, right? So bhayavahani. And the waters, the rivers and all that you cross over with the help of a boat. So here what is the boat? Brahma udupena. The boat of Brahma. Boat of Brahma? Udupa. Brahma here means Omkara Dhyan. Om iti Brahma. So with the help of Omkar. Earlier also it was said, Pranavena. With Pranava, with the Om. And how we have to do the process is pointed out. Because as I said, we keep on asking, you may tell, withdraw your senses, absorb your mind, how to begin that. This is a Trihi unnatam sthapya samam shariram. Sthapya. Sthapya means placing. Shariram, the body. Place your body first. And how it should be? Samam. Straight. Erect. If you attended our Gurudev's meditation sessions, you know that he used to say erect, and he used to say very, very erect. Not only erect, but very, very erect. And how that will happen? Trihi unnatam. Tri means three. Unnatam, straight, upward. And what are those three? We know in the Gita it is said, Samam Kaya Shiro Grivam. One is the head, one is the neck, that is second. And the third, the whole body from what you call these shoulders up to this your waist, this body. And unnatam it is said, upward held. So therefore it is not flatward. Because many times when we sleep, all they are in one line only, Because when I am flat, my head, neck and whole body is in one line. Oh, unnatam you said, unnatam. Trihi unnatam. So first step in this practice of meditation is asana siddhi. In Bhagavata it is called jitasana. The one who has mastered the posture. Mastery posture means what? At least somebody is able to sit in that posture for 45 minutes. But immediately you can't start with 45 minutes. Even if 5 minutes we can sit, it is great, Straight. Gurudev used to say we sit straight and then become a question mark. And some will not only question mark, they go down. Because somebody told them you have to go inside in meditation. Go inside. Trihi unnatam. So the head, the neck, and the body from the shoulder. So you have to sit, the cross leg. Now somebody can say Sukhasan, Padmasan, there are different asanas, Siddhasan. These 2-3 asanas are very good for our meditation purpose. Sukhasan, as you are sitting, most of you are sitting, here, cross legs. Padmasan means, this right leg should come on this left thigh and the left on the right. And if you only right, you can bring that to Ardha Padmasana. And it's very difficult, but by practice only it can come and all that, Trihu unnatam, but sitting. Now there are many people who have problem of sitting because there are so many different. So then at least you sit in a chair, it should be straight, hard. Not like a sofa set. And when you sit there, all this should be straight. And see that your legs are not dangling, hanging, and like that. There should be firmly placed on the ground, or you put padapita, footsteps and all that in there. Not footsteps, what is it called? Footrest. Footrest. In your kitchen, you have got spoon rest also. Footrest. And on that, you have to put not like that. Sit there. Tirunatam stapya samam shariram. So that's called state of asana body. Hridi indriyani manasa sannivesha. Then indriyani, the senses, sannivesha, withdrawing, manasa, with mind, hridi, in your heart. Heart means where the experience of I arises, there you withdraw. Because now the senses are, where are they going? Where idam, this is the experience, isn't it? They're outgoing. So where aham is the experience, there you withdraw. Aham, I is never experienced outside. Isn't it? Object is experienced outside. But I is always the experience here, aham. Come here, you are calling me. So here, withdraw where that feeling of aham comes there. Manasa, man me to think. So by right thinking. Now, withdrawing the senses. Now these senses are now Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. They all are experiencing and enjoying the outside world. Now, how to withdraw that? Bhagavad Gita says very beautifully, Sparshan krutva bahirbahyan. You say, all these objects, Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Gandha, they are outside. So you keep them outside only. Why you are allowing them to come inside? The idea is, when we hear that sound is outside. The ear has heard that. But it has come inside, means what? Suppose I start thinking, what is this sound? From where it is coming? It is so sweet, so beautiful, so melodious. What a horrible sound. That means what? You have allowed that sound to come inside and disturb you. Here it is said, when you withdraw the senses, the mind means what? These are outside objects. So even if you happen to hear that, don't go on thinking about it. That's called withdrawal. Suppose I am sitting in my room and somebody calls me outside, come here. I say, no, I am not coming. I am busy. So then what happened? Even though that person is calling me, but I don't go out, then I am inside. Like that, you withdraw. So even if you happen to hear some sound, if you are closing your eyes, so you will not see anyway. But when we hear this sound, we have a tendency to open the eyes and see. Don't do anything like that. Hridi. And Hridi, you withdraw the senses in the heart. There where the experience, I. Who is the one who is illuminating that sound or smell? Withdraw that there. Hridi indriyani manasa sannivesha. So now, Trirunnatam sthapya samam shariram is indicating asanam. Indriyas are withdrawn with the help of mind in the heart. That's called pratyahar. Yoga Shastra's language is called pratyahar. Vedanta language is called uparati. Rati means reveling. When you are reveling outside world, it's called reveling. But uparati, not reveling in that world of objects. It's called uparati. The uparati pointed out. Now Brahma udupena. Now comes the play of mind, role of mind. With the help of pranava. Pranava already we have seen earlier also. That pranava, Om, is pranava. It is called pranava. Pranava, one meaning is prakarshena navaha, which is ever new. That's called pranava. Or pranava comes from the root nu. Stuti. Naumi, Nirantara, Sri Raghuviram, Naumi. Naumi nuvaha numaha. That's how the verb is there. Nuyate stuyate anena Paramatma Ishtadevatava iti pranavaha. That sound with the help of which you think of God, that is called pranav. Om is Brahma. So, first is the asana, that is pointed out. Jitasanaha. Then Jitendriyaha. Bhagavatam says Jitendriyaha. So the Indriyas are withdrawn. Now, mind with mind, Om. Pay attention with your mind. You chant Om. Then the silence and all that. But with the help of Om, Pranava, you meditate. And Srotasi Sarvani Bhaya Vahani. Now, having pointed out what you call body, that's asana, pratyahara. Now, let us see again. Next mantra. Pranan prapidyeha sanyukta cheshtaha. Kshine prane nasikaya utsravasit. Dushtasvayuktamiv vahamenam. Vidwan manodharayeta apramattaha. Now, pranayam is pointed out. Pranan prapidya iha. Iha now here means where here? When you are sitting for meditation, there. wherever you are sitting for meditation, there what you should do is pranam prapidya. Prapidya, what should I? Pida, to give pain is called pida. So pranan prapidya, giving lot of pain to pranas. Prapidya here does not mean giving pain to pranas. Means having regulated. That is the meaning. Oh. I thought how to give pain to these pranas. No. Prana. Regulating the pranas. In Gita language, prana panau samau krutva nasabhyantar charinau. Now, this prana apana which is now flowing through your what you call the nostrils, that prana prapidya sanyukta cheshtaha. Sanyukta cheshta means disciplined in all your activities. Now, even before you sit for meditation, you should be moderate, discipline your activity. Now here, Sayukta Cheshta means no unnecessarily moving about, because sometimes person may sit in the meditation or, but they'll, like so many people when they sit for the meetings and all that, also they have got a ballpoint pen to cook, different kind of chesta they unnecessary. Or even if they sit in the chair, their legs will be some chestas, they go on doing that. So you say idea here is all the karmendriyas disciplined. Because all the activities of the karmendriyas, organs of action. So maunam is there, speech, all the hands are also there, legs, that is comes in the asanas that, and prana, now pranayam you have to do. And kshine prane, when the prana is exhausted, prana means not the prana is gone or anything. Kshine prane, that means when your prana has become, breathing has become very gentle, soft. See, we must have seen when we are in angry mood or anything, excited or anything, and or we running, we come from somewhere. Or climb the staircase and all that, and then Om Nakarmana na praja dhanena tyagene amrutatva manusha. They are receiving that. The Swami has come there, but they came running from somewhere. Nakarmana na praja. But after some time, when the prana become calm, gentle, regulated. So by pranan prapidya sanyukta che kshine prane nasikaya uchravita. Then that was you breathe out, you exhale. And dushta ashwa yuktamiyo vahamenam vidwan mano dharayet apramattaha. And then now this vidwan purusha apramattaha, extremely alert. Shankaracharya writes in Bhaja Govindam, Kurva Vadhanam Mahadavadhanam. With extreme alertness, we have to practice now. Dharayen Manaha. Now the dharana is pointed out here. Concentration. And Dushta Ashwa Yuktamiya Vahamenam. This mind, it should be controlled properly like a vehicle, like a chariot, and which is driven by Dushta Ashwa, untamed horses. Then what will be the condition? So what is the horses must be properly disciplined, brought under control. And then you drive the chariot in the same way here also. All the senses, they are like the horses. They are properly tamed. They are disciplined. And then this manaha dharayet. Now this is the dharana. See, earlier point, Trirunnatam ityadi asanam. Indriyani withdrawal, that was pratyahar. Then you between the pranayam, here the pranayam pointed out. Asana, pranayam, pratyahar. Then dharayet mana, dharana should be done. With the om, with the help of om, dharana is done. But everywhere alertness is very much required. Now this pranayama controlling is you have to learn from somebody. Huh? With folded hands, I am telling you. Because if you start doing some kind of pranayama, only reading books or watching on TV or listening this, that, if you have problem, don't come to me. I hope they are recording this, so disclaimer. If something happens, I am not responsible on all that. But the regulation of pranas are that when we breathe in, that's called puraka, because we are filling our lungs. Then when we breathe out, that's called rechaka. Rechaka because it's called emptying. Puraka means filling, rechaka means emptying. And one is called kumbhakam, retention. The idea is when we breathe in, there is a very short gap that is there where the pranas are still inside. That is constantly happening. But in our case, it just goes in and then we just breathe out also. And before we take another breath in, there is some again interval. That's called bahikumbhak, outside retention, inside retention. Now, we have to learn the art of consciously breathing. And there is a proper method. So that you fill up your lung, hold that breath for some time, then you breathe out. Again hold for some time, then again breathe in. This is called Purak, Kumbhak, Rechak, Bahik, Kumbhak, Purak, Rechak. And this way it just goes on. Then the prana. If this is, we have learnt it and doing properly, it's very good. But otherwise, one thing everybody can do, and that is just observe your breathing as it is going on. That is normal type, but that exactly is not the pranayama then, but it's called prana vikshanam. It is observing the pranas, breathing. Then also mind will become calm, quiet. Pranan prapidyeha sanyukta cheshtaha kshine prane nasikaya uchravasita दुष्टाश्वयुक्तमिवाहमेनं विद्वान मनोधारयेत अप्रमत्तः. The Vidwan Purusha should control the mind. Now, in the next also it is pointed out in which place you should sit and how that place should be. And thereafter, see, next mantra points out in this meditation, when early stages and all that, if somebody has really done this properly, then different experiences can come. So what are the possible experiences and how to deal with them, all that is said, we'll see tomorrow. Tomorrow. Now let us sing. Are you ready to sing? Are you ready to learn something new? You have heard that song, so you will know that, okay? Listen. Ram, 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 Ram. Ram, 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 Ram. Ram, 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 Ram. Ram, राम 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 नाम राम रूप राम गुण धाम राम नाम राम रूप राम गुण धाम राम नाम राम रूप राम गुण धाम श्रवण राम मनन राम नमन राम राम श्रवण राम मनन राम नमन राम 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 कथा हरे व्यथा राम सुख धाम राम कथा हरे व्यथा राम सुख धाम भक्त वत्सल भक्त प्राण भक्त धन राम भक्त वत्सल भक्त प्राण भक्त धन राम Got it? Now we'll increase the speed and Ram 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 राम नाम राम रूप राम गुण धाम श्रवण राम मनन राम नमन राम 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 कथा हरे व्यथा राम सुख धाम भक्त वत्सल भक्त प्राण भक्त धन राम 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 सियावर रामचंद्र की पवन सुत हनुमान की उमापति महादेव की बोलो भाई सब संतन की ही सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ओम शांति 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 हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम।